It's a drizzly morning. And look, we got puppies. So they slept outside last night for the first time. Now we do have a front coming in over the weekend, so they will probably go back inside for a day or two. But I wanted to just go ahead and get them out here. I want to make sure that they start getting their introductions to the chickens. And they're at the age where they're terribly messy, so having them on the porch just really makes sense at this age. By the way, we do have a new young guardian. We retained her from our last litter, and her name is Fern. And she's awesome. Look at her. She's out there patrolling the sheep. The sheep are out in this pasture. She's just amazing. In fact, she is Esther's sister. I walked out to the mailbox, and I'm out here at our southern pasture, and here's all the dogs. Middle of the day, cows are over there. They're just checking on everybody midday. And there's Biscuit, terrorizing the pasture. Hi, Biscuit. Hi, bud. There's Fern in the pond. We're getting a winter blast in just a couple days. And there's Biscuit with Duke, Gertrude, and Rigel. Enjoy it while you can. She was born in September, so she's only 4 months old. So right now we have the cows in one pasture and the sheep in a different pasture. And so the dogs have been kind of splitting up. So I've got 2 dogs hanging out with the cows. Got a few other dogs on the other side hanging out with cows. And then I just moved the puppies onto the porch, so I've got a few other dogs that are hanging out with the puppies. Of course, Mom is hanging out with the puppies as well, but anytime baby puppies come onto the porch, some of the other guardians will kind of hang out with them and make sure they're safe. Got puppies over there and a nice show going on over here, and then Biscuit throwing a stink. I'm getting everything ready for the freeze. And Biscuit has been dying to meet these puppies. He always loves the puppies. But Esther won't let him. Watch out, puppies. Biscuit lays down. Sometimes doesn't pay attention. Biscuit. I have to be careful. In a couple weeks I won't have to be careful with Biscuit and puppies, but he loves them, but he lays down and doesn't always pay attention. Isn't that a sweet puppy? Those are sweet puppies. Yeah. He loves those puppies. Isn't Biscuit nice? Alright, let me do a head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Puppies. Move. Okay. Biscuit's comfortable. Now you puppies can snuggle with Biscuit. Don't worry, I'm going to kick him out of here. It's not terribly cold right now. It's 44 degrees, which is nothing for these babies. Biscuit's more uncomfortable than these puppies are. But after a while, Biscuit is going to spend the night in the garage. He's got a bed in there. And these puppies will have that heat lamp all to themselves. All right, babies. Have fun getting to know Biscuit. He's a sweet guy. Puppy, it's cold. You're having a party out here, huh? Yeah. Hi. You don't even care. That's because you're a Maremma. You're built for this weather. And these puppies are about, what, 3.5 weeks old? And what a huge difference. Now you love the cold. A couple weeks ago, it would have been dangerous for you. My plan was to bring him inside last night, but I came out here as the temperature was dropping rapidly, and these puppies were just having a ball. They're just playing around on the porch like nothing was going on. And I stayed up pretty late just to do one last late night check on all the animals. And same thing, the puppies were all laid out over here. They weren't even in a huddle. They were just kind of spread out. So I left them out here and they're happy little things. And so tonight it's going to get colder, but it's not going to be so wet. And I'll kind of do the same thing. I'll assess the situation, and if they're totally happy, then I'll leave them out here. Esther did lay with them the whole night. I woke up in the middle of the night and did a quick check through this window here. And so that always helps. You know, she's keeping an eye on her babies. You know, in this last week it's been pretty warm, and so she hasn't really laid with them so much unless it was just her coming over here to nurse. You know, they instinctively know it's cold and these babies might need a little extra warmth. Now, since we're so far south and close to the Gulf, we're not getting the worst of it. The problem we have down here is freezing rain. I would rather have snow than freezing rain. Freezing rain really pulls the body heat out of animals. Now, these puppies are totally dry up here on this porch, but, you know, cows, calves, sheep, lambs, you know, we've got them all out here, and so they're the ones I have to worry about the most. Now, everything's a muddy mess right now, but we've got this area on the side of our barn. We cleared most of it out. So the sheep and cows have access to that, and then also this porch area. And that's north, so this barn does a good job of blocking the wind. And then we've got a bale of hay so they can get some roughage. That's the most important part with livestock, having hay, dry hay on hand. That's what produces heat for them. I've got a nice green pasture full of ryegrass, but it's very young, fresh ryegrass. And while it's good sustenance, there's not much dry matter to it, so it doesn't produce much heat in their system. So when the temperature started dropping yesterday, I called all the cows and sheep. They came running, and they found this bale, and they just dove straight into it. They knew exactly what they needed to keep warm. I only have one animal that I'm concerned for, and I put him inside of the barn. It's one of our rams. It seems like he's got some worms on board, so I dewormed him, gave him his own hay to lay on and eat, and then also some alfalfa to help give him a boost. Let's go check on him. And here's my ram. I've got him all hayed up with alfalfa and water. Hopefully he can pull through. I might actually come out here and give him a blanket. Alright, so tonight was the really cold night. Biscuit did not sleep out here, but I let him out here this morning and he went straight for the puppies. And of course he's also enjoying the heat lamp. But we put a lot of extra hay over here last night. And between that, Esther, and the heat lamp, these puppies did great. They did just fine. They weren't even that huddled up with each other. So these puppies are officially ready for life. And Biscuit's loving this.